Hey, what up, y'all? This is TJ Fisher here with Drums for Success. Hope everything is great with you guys. Like the title of this lesson, we're going to be talking about locking with the bass player. I got my buddy here, Dominic Matthews. Um, make sure it has sound. Just click on. Make sure here. Yeah, we are. Awesome. We are going to be just talking about different concepts about locking with the bass player. I think it's really dope that I'm playing with Dominic, and I'm really fortunate because he's a guitar player and a bass player, so he has a lot of perspective, kind of being on both sides rhythmically, and just it's some really cool stuff. We're just gonna play a little bit, so you guys can so we can kind of get vibey and familiar with some stuff, and then we'll do some talking, and we won't be on too long. So just letting you guys know. Yeah, let's make it happen. Go ahead and play something, and I'm gonna play something too. Whatever you want to play. All right, so keep that going, keep that going. So I'm gonna talk about a couple different approaches. The first thing I'm listening for is timing. Is he playing straight or is he playing swung? And that is gonna tell me approach-wise what I'm gonna play on the drums. Because if he's playing swung and I'm playing straight, we definitely are not gonna get together. So would you say it's more straight or more swung? He said he's got a little swing on it. So he's got a little swing on it. So it leads me to believe that I'm probably gonna be playing some swing on there. Now there are some drummers that will go totally against the grain and play straight over the swung and think it's the coolest thing in the world. But I will show you an example of if he's playing swung and then I just go straight over the top of it, what it'll sound like. Because your first intention, as soon as you hear a groove, you're like, man, you 16ths. I'm comfortable with 16ths, so I'm like, yeah, okay, let me do 16ths. But what kind of 16ths are there? So. Right. It's not that it wasn't grooving, but it just wasn't fitting. It was clashing, right? So because he's doing the swing, I gotta have that swing in there. Right? That's that funk. That's that sauce. That's gonna make it magical, so to speak. Right? So if I play swung, now all of a sudden it should lock a lot more than it was when I was playing regular 16th notes, right? Right, and that's just a quick demonstration of about, when you're locking with the bass player, making sure that you're understanding the groove. Is it straight? Is it swung? What type of vibe is it? Paying attention to the bass player's, ghost notes and things like that. He's not going boop 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 boop. Right, there's so many small nuances in there. Boom 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 boom. Now, as a drummer, I have to be able to kind of consciously hear all those things and be able to, adjust. And then even my ghost notes should line up with what he's playing. Right, so always approach-wise, I'm thinking about what's going on, because normally we got like 4 or 5 people in the band, and they're creating all this forward motion, and if we're going contrary to the motion, then it's just like kind of So what are some things? Here's a good question. What are some things that you've encountered on some bass gigs that are pros and cons of drummers? Like maybe start with some bad things, or things that maybe pet peeves or something that you kind of deal with.
A pet peeve that I have with drummers, I take what side I sit on seriously with a drummer, so I try to lock in as best as possible. I stay on a hi-hat side, and when I hear a song, I really want all at least my downbeats or my accents to be locked in with the kick. Like, there's a pattern in most songs, and you just want to make sure that you're not going against the grain of whatever kick pattern he has going on. And if you're gonna switch it up, at least wait till like the next bar or something, or don't just change. You just freestyling. But happy feet. That's what
I got happy feet. No, that's good. That's good. So thinking in phrases as opposed to just playing a groove, right? Because every groove has its phrase, and then most drummers, they'll feel after 4 bars, or every 4 bars, or every 8 bars. But it's like, wait, did the phrase actually complete before you put a feel there? Not just when your feel started. Sometimes I'm playing keys, and there's other drummers there, and they're doing exactly the right thing, and then in the middle of the phrase they boom, and it's like, wait, like the phrase didn't end yet. Like, you're doing the right thing, but it's like maybe like 4 measures too early. So let's try something else. What's that little chord thing you were doing? Alright, so first thing I'm thinking is I'm listening for timing. Alright, so I find the backbeat, right? Okay. Or I find out what it might be the backbeat, because it could be interpreted a whole bunch of different ways, right? And then, is it straight? Is it swung? What type of vibe is it? So I'm thinking like, immediately I'm thinking like 16th type vibe. And like I said, it could be approached a bunch of different ways. I mean, you can kind of break it up. It could be a steady 16th pattern, or it could be a broken 16th pattern. Like I could do something like. Can you press close on here? So just knowing that, you know, the main thing is that because he's playing bass and there's no chord structure or there's no bass line, I have to now become the bass player, so to speak. So I have to give a definite pattern that, you know, that gives people something to go off of, so that now we can create a groove. Because normally he's laying down some kind of bass line, you know, but now if he's playing chords, you know, I could, you know, I have to be that foundation so people can kind of vibe to there, you know. I mean, you could interpret this so many different ways. Like, this could be like almost like drum and bass type, you know. With the bass, right? So, another thing to think about too is the way you approach your groove and the way you approach the things that you go determine how people will interpret it, right? So he had a totally different feel when I was doing like the 16th thing, you know. But then when I went to the drum and bass thing, it made him go in a total different direction. So it's like, you know, being careful of your choices and understanding that, you know, your choices are crucial when it comes to, you know, how you set the foundation, because, you know, drums and the bass are the foundation for what's, you know, what's going to happen. So in order to set a great foundation, you have to make sure, you know, that you guys are communicating. You guys are locked. You guys are, you know, really listening to each other. You're interpreting what he's interpreting, and you guys are communicating, you know. Let's do one more groove, something more up-tempo before we get out of here. Okay. So if you guys don't know, hopefully they don't take us down for this, but this is American Boy by Kanye West, right? This song is like dear to us because we used to play it in a band together. But so if I think about American Boy, I already know because I've heard the song already. It's a driving kick, right? Dum 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 dum, and it's kind of almost got like a disco type vibe. It's like you know, it's really like kind of old school reminiscent. Got like a disco, you know, got that bounce to it, right? So here we go. really dope. You know, really really simple stuff that sometimes we forget about as drummers. You know how important it is for us to just pay attention. As a drummer, you got to consistently have big ears for what's going on around you, and you have to be able to adjust on the fly. You know, I'm always throwing stuff at my students when they're practicing. I'm like, hey, you know, try this, and in the middle of them trying that, I'm like, hey, try this, try this. You know, being you know, on your toes, being able to improvise in the moment. That's what really, you know, pushes you to be, you know, to be better. You know, because it's like you're reacting, and you can practice all you want in a practice room, but when you actually get with a musician, it's a totally different story. You know, so you want to make sure that you practice with musicians, find people that are like-minded, that want to get better just like you, and would love to grow. You know. So before we get out of here, I got to make sure I give another shout out to my buddy Dominic Matthews. Really great. You're going to see a lot coming from him. We're working on some online tutorials as well as some play-alongs, or some great songs. Got to give a shout out to Sovereign Symbols. Thank you to Manny Carter, Jeremy Haynes, Daniel Martinez, all the guys over at Sovereign. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Shout out to my boy Ryan Strickland. We talked the other day. Really cool dude. If you don't know who he is, check him out. Follow him. He's gonna be doing some amazing stuff fast. Really soon. Yeah, man. Go follow Drums for Success. Make sure you like the page. Make sure you share this with somebody. Hopefully it can bless somebody. Hopefully it can give some perspective. And be on the lookout because we are doing an interactive clinic. So this interactive clinic is about you playing. It's not about you coming to sit and watch us play. It's about you playing. So we're going to have some, the clinic is everybody that is going to come here. You pay however the fee. We sit in a room and we let you shed with the clinicians for about an hour straight, an hour, maybe hour and a half, just so you can get some hands-on experience. So be on the lookout for the interactive clinic. It's going to be coming soon. And like I said, please follow us on all our social media platforms, Drums for Success. You know, same thing on Instagram, Drums for Success. On YouTube, you can find us at Drums for Success. On Twitter, you can find us at Drums for Success. And be on the lookout for my daughter's show, Jay Lee Sings. If you haven't seen her do her Tasha Cobb's song, Spirit, wow, that is a powerful video. And I literally had to try to keep it together like the whole video because it got pretty intense. I was like, wow, I had no idea. So yeah, be on the lookout for more Jay Lee Sings. That's coming soon. Shout out to my wife. I love you dearly. And thank you for putting up with all this craziness of me working and doing a million hours of music. And yeah, man, I just appreciate it. Everybody that's tuning in. Like I said, please share this with everybody, with all your friends and things like that. And go get you some Sovereign stuff, man. This is dope, man. I got a post that's going around and it's asking everybody what kind of stick to use. I want you guys to find that post and tell me what kind of stick to use and why. Because I'm going to have some videos coming out talking about your stick preference and how to choose the right type of stick, because that is integral to your sound. So I'm not going to belabor the moment. I will see you guys later, and peace out from Drums for Success.